Have you ever felt disqualified? Too messy, too complicated, too ashamed? Imagine walking through life carrying labels that never leave you. Divorced, rejected, used, talked about. Now imagine that one day, God sits down next to you and asks you for a drink. This is not just a story about a woman at a well. It's about what happens when Jesus confronts your thirst. It was noon, the hottest part of the day. Nobody came to the well at noon. Women came in the morning, together. But she came alone. Why? Because isolation was easier than judgment. She wasn't just carrying a water jar, she was carrying shame. 5 husbands, now living with a man who wasn't her husband. In her culture, that meant one thing: scandal. People didn't whisper around her, they whispered about her, so she chose the heat over the stairs. But this day was different, because Jesus was waiting, not by accident, on purpose. Jesus was tired from his journey. He sat by the well, and when she arrived, he said something shocking: "Give me a drink." That one sentence broke 3 barriers: a Jewish man speaking to a Samaritan, a rabbi speaking to a woman, a holy man speaking to someone unclean. She was stunned. "Why are you talking to me?" But Jesus wasn't interested in her past. He was interested in her thirst. If you knew the gift of God, you would ask me for living water. Living water. Not the kind that fills jars, the kind that fills souls. She misunderstood. "Sir, you have nothing to draw with." But Jesus wasn't talking about the well. He was talking about her. "Everyone who drinks this water will thirst again." That line hits hard, because it's still true today. We thirst. For love, for validation, for attention, for security, and we drink from relationships, achievements, approval. Then the moment shifts. Jesus, with a gentle yet piercing gaze, speaks directly to her hidden life. "Go call your husband." A heavy silence hangs in the air, thick with unspoken history and shame. The woman responds, perhaps trying to deflect. "I have no husband." But Jesus, who sees beyond the surface, beyond the walls we build, answers with profound, undeniable truth. "You are right, you have had 5, and the man you now have is not your husband." He knew everything, not just the facts, but the pain, the longing, the brokenness behind each relationship. He saw her past, her present, her deep wounds, and he didn't leave. He didn't recoil in judgment, didn't turn away from her complicated truth. He didn't shame her. No condemnation in his voice, only quiet, knowing compassion. He didn't expose her publicly. This wasn't a spectacle to humiliate. He revealed her privately, a sacred, intimate moment between 2 souls. Why this revelation? Why bring such painful truths to light? Because before true healing comes honesty. We cannot be made whole until we acknowledge our brokenness. Jesus sought genuine transformation, not superficial pleasantries. Jesus will touch your wound. He sees the deepest hurts, the hidden scars you've tried to conceal. But not to humiliate you, never to diminish your worth or condemn, to free you, to liberate you from secrecy, from the chains of your past, from the shame that held you captive. His truth is not a weapon, but a scalpel for healing, cutting away what binds you so you can finally breathe. Overwhelmed by his knowledge and uncomfortable with the raw honesty, she changes the subject, shifting to a theological debate. "Let's talk about religion," she asks, trying to regain control. "Where should we worship? This mountain or Jerusalem?" She's asking about the correct place, the correct ritual, the traditional way to approach God. Jesus responds, moving beyond geographical and ritualistic arguments to something far more profound. The time is coming, and now is, when the true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and truth, for the Father is seeking such people to worship him. He clarifies, true worship is not about location, not confined to a specific building or holy mountain, not ritual, not rigid ceremonies or prescribed actions that become empty gestures, not performance, not outward displays to impress others or God. True worship is about spirit, an internal, heartfelt connection animated by the Holy Spirit, engaging our deepest being. And truth, worship that aligns with God's revealed nature, free from pretense, hypocrisy, or false understanding. Authentic, honest, and real. It's about connection, a direct, personal, intimate relationship with the divine. He was telling her and us something radical. You don't need a temple. No physical structure, specific place, or human intermediary to reach God. I know the Messiah is coming. I, who speak to you, am He. John 4, verse 26. He revealed himself to her, not to the religious elite, not to a king, to a rejected woman at a well. Why? Because grace runs toward the thirsty. She left her jar. That detail matters. She came for water. She left with purpose. She ran back to the same people who judged her and said, "Come see a man who told me everything I ever did." John 4, verse 29. The woman who avoided people became the evangelist of her city. The shame carrier became the messenger. Maybe you feel like her, avoiding the crowd, carrying your past, coming to wells at noon. But Jesus still waits, not to condemn you, to satisfy you. Your past doesn't cancel your purpose. Your mistakes don't scare God. And your thirst is the invitation. Comment living water if this spoke to you. And if you want more stories that awaken your spirit, stay with me. Because this isn't just history. It's personal.